All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachaha, Quadash. I want to give double honors to the head apostle, and others, great millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessing to you, sincere Akim, that are pushing this truth all over the four corners of the earth, week in and week out, in our truth and sincerity. And, now you have, uh, you know, the majority of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans uh, all involved with this upcoming election, which is between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. And, the majority of the so-called black women are for Kamala Harris. They're donating their money. They're doing various things to, uh, persuade people to vote for Kamala Harris in hope of change. And also you have Jake that are on the side of Donald Trump and persuading, their family, their friends, their acquaintances to vote for Donald Trump, and the change or the hopes of the change that will come to the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American community. All right. Which, the majority of our people are just through. Here it is, we're in 2024. From all the previous elections, all the previous different men that have been set in that presidential seat, and the hopes that all our people have had for a change to come for the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and it has never happened. And a lot of these presidents, they come in with, before they get elected, they come with promises. They say certain things that, they're going to do if I'm elected. When I'm elected, I'm going to do this and do that. But soon as they get elected and they get put in that seat, which, let's make one thing clear, the people do not put these presidents in the seat, in that presidential seat, in that office. All right. These elites that employ and hire and set up these various different presidents and people that, before they become president and vice president, etc. All right. That's who ultimately is selecting um, these quote unquote candidates. All right. And, nothing has changed, you know, as you go into the prior years, to the very first president. All right. It has never been set up for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And ultimately it is set up against you. Okay. But, Jake, they just can't get it. Okay. Let's go over to uh, Lamentations, the 4th chapter. And let's go down to the 17th verse. It says, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. And that's what the majority of our people are doing. They're looking, to Esau, Edom for salvation. They're looking to Esau, Edom for a change. They're looking to Esau, Edom, all right, ultimately to be rescued from the predicaments and the situations that they're in. All right. And, they don't realize, or they're ignorant to the fact that it's the Most High Yahweh who has put us in the situations, the predicaments, and the condition that we're in. And it doesn't matter who is set up in that presidential seat. Ultimately, it's not going to change for the good. All right. It's not going to change for the benefit of you Israelites. All right. Ultimately, it's going to be changed, for the detriment. All right. Whoever gets put in that office, whether it's Kamala Harris, whether it's Donald Trump, you best believe the same agenda is going to happen. All right. The same outcome is going to take place. Ultimately, all hell's about to break loose. Stricter laws are going to be enforced. These concentration camps are about to open for business. And our people still believe that a next election, another election, another president, okay, ultimately is going to benefit them when it when has it ever, benefited the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man? All right. And the answer, it has never benefited you Israelites. This system has been established and set up against you. It says, Lamentations 4:17, as for us, our eyes as yet failed for a vain slaki, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. Verse 18, they hunt our steps that we cannot go in our streets. Our end is near, our days are fulfilled, for our end is come. Our persecutors are swifter than eagles of the heaven. And Esau has done a very, very good job, um, you know, uh, setting up these various different things that, don't shed the light on himself. The way he's, set up the system and orchestrated things in this society that we live in, especially over here in, Babylon the Great. These people look at various things and they cannot pick out or point out the true problem. All right. The underlines, what's really behind the scene, what's really going on. Okay. They don't understand that, you know, there's a whole lot going on, you know, in this system that we live in. And what Esau does, and which he's very, very good at, is, distracting, not just the Israelites, but distracting the masses of all the people. Okay. Even his own nation. He has set up these different distractions, these different smoke screens. So you'll look at this when this is really going on. You look at that when really he's doing something completely different. All right. And here it is, in 2024, you have the masses of people that still believe that, who's ever in that presidential seat is that last man in charge. Okay. It's commander in chief that ultimately calls the shots, so to speak. Now they do call shots, they do make things happen. They do, write orders and laws, but ultimately, okay, these wicked elites get the last say so, and ultimately they're telling these various different presidents and Senate and government leaders on down what to do and what to say. Now do these presidents and certain of these government officials have some type of leeway to do various things of how they see fit? Of course. All right. But at the end of the day, they take orders. Okay. And they're nothing but employees. It says our persecutors are swifter than eagles of the heaven. They pursued us upon the mountains. They lay wait for us in the wilderness. Okay. So, whoever gets put in office, the agenda of these wicked elites is not going to change. Okay. Let's go over to Sirach chapter 12, verse 10, real quick. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And you have, our people that look at Kamala Harris as a so-called black woman, when in all actuality, she's actually not. Okay. She's actually, I believe, East Indian. She's an Indian woman. All right. She's not an Israelite. Just like Obama, our people, when Obama got in office, they, held their fists high. They said we did it. Tears came out of their eyes, and they thought change was going to come. But no change came, at least not for the benefit of you Israelites, And we see the same, this same play, happening once again with Kamala Harris. All right. And, you can do the history on this woman. All right. She has been set up against you Jakes, man. Okay. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, though he humble himself and go crouching. And this is another form of Esau humbling himself. All right. And also seeking to, distract and hide himself, by setting up, uh, you know, people of color, so to speak, as candidates, from Donald Trump to Kamala Harris, you know, this instilling some false hope in the minds of our people, and also putting that in their minds that, you know, you Israelites, well, in this situation, you so-called blacks can overcome. You can bring change. That if you work hard enough and fight, that you can make it to the president of the United States. All right. When in all actuality, it's all bullshit, man. Okay. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. See, our people don't know who their enemy is, and they're not bewaring, okay, of their enemy. It says, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. This is the same old devil, man. This is the same old serpent. All right. This is the deceiver of the earth. He ain't changed. And ultimately, he's getting worse. It says, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand in thy place. And that's what our people are seeking to do. They're seeking to put, all right, another nation, okay, and in this case, Esau, Edom, all right, because it doesn't matter who they vote for. You casting your vote ultimately is putting Esau, Edom, you're giving the okay, all right, and selecting whoever to be put in the presidential seat. Ultimately, you're selecting Esau to reign over you, okay, because that's who reigns over these particular candidates, and ultimately all these presidents, man. We believe through the spirit that Donald Trump is Nero. Okay. You know, all signs, so to speak, point to that. All right. But nevertheless, let's keep reading on. It says, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Okay. And, we're seeing all types of things circling around this whole election campaign, man, from Hollywood, from hip hop, all right, from black culture to certain situations that have happened, with the whole Trump rally. And, Joe Biden dropping out, and you have these left wing, right wing groups, setting up their marches and their stance. And you have these governors saying that if Trump doesn't get in there, riots need to take place and, civil war. Okay. And I really see, after this election, civil war breaking out. Okay. At an all time high, because regardless of who gets elected, it's going to be an outrage, and you're going to have people that are very, very angry. All right. Hey, man, if they put Kamala Harris in there, these white supremacists, man, they're gonna go hamburger. You best believe that, man. They're gonna go hamburger. All right. And if Donald Trump gets in there, you already know what Donald Trump said he was gonna do. All right, if he gets elected, he's bringing draconian measures, draconian laws, man. All right, extreme laws. And I don't need to go into that. You can do your own research on that. Okay. Let's go over to the book of Deuteronomy, the 17th chapter, and let's go down to the 15th verse. And it reads, thou shalt in any wise Salakia. Let's see. Bear with me one moment. All right, Deuteronomy 17th chapter, the 14th verse, Salakia. This is Deuteronomy 17 and 14. It says, when thou art come into the land which the Lord thy power Yahweh giveth thee, and shalt possess it, and shalt dwell therein, and shalt say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me. Thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy power Yahweh shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. So, you're supposed to set someone over thee to rule over thee, concerning a king. All right. In this situation, a president is supposed to be from your own nation, man. You're not supposed to be looking to another nation to be set up over thee. All right. And that's what our people are doing. And they have done it time and time again, year after year after year. It's a tradition amongst our people to go out and cast cast a ballot, a vote, all right, and to get involved in all the hype, because that's what Esau's doing right now. He's hyping the situation up like you hype a fight up. We're seeing the weigh-ins. We're seeing the training sessions. We're seeing the face-off. Let's go to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, because like I've said, nothing's gonna change for the benefit, for the good, for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Our people are ignorant to the fact that we're under the curses. So selecting another president, someone else getting in that Oval Office, hey, that's not going to mean the curses are going to be lifted up off of you Israelites, man. Hey, this is bigger than Esau Edom. Okay. It's the Most High Yahweh that put these curses upon us, man. Esau can't take the curses off you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 43. It says, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very, very high. And see, this is what the Lord has done. The Lord has lifted up Esau. It says, and thou shalt come down very low. It's the Lord that brought you Israelites down very, very low. It says, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. All right. So this devil is going to be the head, and we're going to be the tail until Yahweh Shem Yahushua lifts those curses up off of us, man. Okay. That's just the way it's going to be. No matter who's in the presidential seat, no matter who's in that office, no matter who is so-called calling the shots, so to speak, man. All right. Let's read that again. For it says, Deuteronomy 28:44. It says, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Okay. And that's the way it's going to be until Yahweh Shem Yahushua takes this man out of power, man. Okay. And a new rulership is going to be set up where the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the 12 tribes of Israel, will be ruling over all these other nations, man. Okay. And that will be in the kingdom. And, boy, do we look forward to that. Lord willing, that was edifying. To the next time. Shalom.